Now, you would think that most things in life are pretty straightforward, wouldn't you? I mean, if you were thinking of choosing an individual to be a champion of a particular cause, you might expect that the individual chosen would be close to the best person for the job, given what they would need to know. Imagine now that you want to appoint the first United Nations Women UK champion, given that the organisation has been set up to support the work of UN Women to improve the lives of women and girls and to champion the empowerment of women and equality globally within civil society, government and the corporate sector. You might think the best person for the job would be, wait for it, a woman? Don't be so stupid. Of course, that's not who they want. Instead, they want to make a statement. Instead, they want to signal their virtue. Instead, they want to be woke. So guess what they did? Yes, indeed, they gave the position to a trans model. And not just any trans model, they gave it to Munroe Bergdorf, already a controversial figure in the world of the trans wars. Now at least 17 different campaigning groups have signed a letter to the UN overlords expressing concern about its choice of choosing a transgender woman to represent women. And who can blame them? But let's face it, there is nothing compared to what they've done before. After all, it took UN Women 57 days to get around to condemning the sexual violence against women carried out by Hamas on October the 7th. 57 days, because that is the UN world of woke.
The world of woke.
Well, welcome back. You're watching the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on talkTV. Let's look at some of the other stories from tomorrow's papers. But Laura Dodsworth's here. I know you want to talk about that trans story first before we get anywhere else.
I do, because I think it's outrageous. That was a fantastic World of Woke intro on it. I mean, you'd think that the very basic minimum qualification to be a champion for women, for UN women, would be to be a woman.
To be a woman.
And if you're going to pick a champion and it's a man, you know, we're not even talking about a man on his white steed saving damsels in distress, not even that kind of champion. No. This is a man who says he's a woman. And I'm becoming increasingly frustrated with this pretense that we all go along with, that somebody like Munroe Bergdorf is a woman. He's not. Right. He's a man who's dressing up as a woman and he's had plastic surgery to look like a woman. And actually, every time we call somebody like Munroe Bergdorf a woman, what we're doing is blurring the lines and minimising the importance of protecting sex-based rights and protections for women. Now, UN Women deal with very important issues around sex, such as FGM or war crimes. Yes. They don't really seem to have their eye on the ball when it comes to war crimes.
But why
As you
do they
said,
put
it took
somebody
them
in charge
57
of it
days.
who is kind of just a sort of glamour puss, if you like? It's a kind of a trend. It's something which is not important, doesn't sound important, doesn't feel important,
well,
does it?
It's much like Kim Kardashian being Man of the Year.
Right.
It's a gimmick, really.
Bollocks, isn't it?
I think it feeds into this erasure of women.
Well, actually, it is bollocks.
I think Munroe Bergdorf probably still has bollocks, to be honest.
Yeah.
There you go.
But the point is that for a lot of these characters, like Munroe Bergdorf and that other one, Dylan Mulvaney, it's about making money as well, isn't it? Because for them, it's a career move.
Well,
I think it's even worse than that. I mean, honestly, I think UN Women are literally trolling the 33 million women in the country. There are plenty of women to choose from, and they didn't manage to pick a woman.